You have anything to say, bro?
No, I wanted to maybe pose a question. Many people will say, I asked God, but I was not given that thing. What is the response to this?
Jazakallah khair, very important. This is, let's talk about Muslims. We have this problem with the Muslims, not talking about anything else, This is a very dangerous statement when we say we always ask God Almighty, but He's not responding, It's never like that. For a Muslim, for a believer, you have three conditions, When you make supplication, dua, number one, your dua will go to the sky, God will accept it, and you will be blessed with whatever you want, Job, children, wife, this, whatever, you will get it. The second, the second dua, you're looking for third, okay, inshallah. Okay, make dua. Okay, this is number one. Number two, you make dua. Dua means supplication. I'm just using, the Arabic word. Dua means supplication. You supplicate to God Almighty, you pray. So you make dua, you pray to Allah. The second condition is that God will take it. Your dua is going up to God Almighty. At the same time, there is some disaster, there is some problem, there is some calamities falling on you, It could be an accident, it could be your house will burn, any problem, So what will happen? Your supplication is going up, this disaster is coming down, they will fight with each other until the day of judgment. And this is what the Prophet told us. So you're in a good term. The third is, you make dua, you make supplication, you pray to God. This prayer will go to God Almighty, and Allah will keep it with Him, so He will give you fulfill this, purpose of this dua or prayer on the day of judgment. And this is one of the ultimate, thing, that, you will get your own thing on the day of judgment, So in all cases, you have win-win case.
Yeah.
In all things, And I was explaining the same thing in one of the places in a lecture, same question came. And the brother who was next to me, after the gathering, he told me, I couldn't understand, what happened with me, but today you made it clear. I said, what happened to you? He said, just maybe a few years back in Saudi, he was working in Saudi. Some big complex was on fire. It was in BBC and it was everywhere, it was like a big fire. He said, I don't know, people around me, the flat next to me, they completely, 100%, they died, out of fire. The people next to me, the floor above me, the floor, below me, everything. He said, the way I came out with my family, with my children, I cannot tell you. And I was thinking, what kind of miracle is this? And he said, I was just ending my paperwork with the company because I gave my resign or something like that. He said, imagine, even, everything, he was saying everything was sealed from the, smoke, from, the fire and everything. But my way to go out was clear. I reached somewhere, I couldn't go down, but I just looked, from the balcony or some place. The floor was not two, I think it was only one floor, he reached. He went back, imagine, he went back to his place, he took some cloth, and he started making like a rope. Imagine that much, and people are dying. He said on 6th or 7th floor, a woman saw there's a swimming pool. She said, she will jump, and she will get into the swimming pool. She jumped, and she just fell just maybe 1 meter out of the swimming pool because of the smoke. She couldn't see. People are dying everywhere, and this guy is going back to the his own apartment, taking all the clothes, making a rope, and then coming down with his son and with his daughter and with his wife and everything. So he said, I couldn't believe. After that, when everything done, people are waiting. Their everything is gone, and I have to come to Kuwait, to join my work. He said, what? I put my hand in my pocket and I find all the passports.
Safe.
All the passports in his. I said, how come? He said, I don't know, but yes, I remember that because I was doing and finalizing the paperwork and everything. I found all the paper, and all the other families, they're just waiting out of the, embassy and everything. He said, I couldn't understand what happened with me, but I just remembered, when you told me that yes, I always used to make dua, and Allah took me out from this calamity, from this disaster, So yes, you always have win-win situation. We cannot say, we are praying to God and God is not, getting my prayers. So alhamdulillah, this is Allah's will. So this is our belief, and we have to share this information to everyone, that, never say that, calling God and He's not answering me, I'm a bad person, I'm a sinner, whatsoever. No, He's listening to you. Maybe He's keeping all these things for you and for the day of judgment. Or maybe there's some big calamity and disaster falling upon you, and because of your own dua, your supplication, you're saved. You never know.